Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rafe Galb. I want to take a moment to just do another kind of demo review of a game that I recently picked up, especially since Steam sale's on right now. This is called Children of the Zodiarcs. And I'm gonna go ahead. I've already played through, I'm on like mission 13, 14, something like that. 13. And I'm going to start at the beginning here, just to kind of show what the game is like, because it's a really unique kind of game, and I really wanted to just take a moment to be able to actually take a look at it. So, it goes through, it's got the beginning of the world, which is basically, you know, technology, crash lands, there's artifacts left over. We're going to skip a cutscene because I'm mostly going to focus on the gameplay here and the characters. The world's neat, but I really want to focus on showcasing the game. So we're going to start off with this character, Zodiarc, who's kind of the he's not actually usually played. He's only shows up in a couple missions, but he's kind of the big boss for your group, at least at the beginning. And he gets used in this tutorial level. So, this is, first of all, it's a basic tactical game. We're going to move and guard because that's what it wants us to do. And it actually does have facings, which a lot of tactical games tend not to do as much. But you get to pick which way your character faces each one. So these guys are we're going to get to move in. Now we get to the fun second part. Cards. So this actually reminds me most of something like Mega Man Battle.net, where it's a combination. It has cards in it, and they are very important to the game, but it's not the primary thing. They're a function. So we're going to come down over here. We're going to use crashing down. Now we get to the third part, which makes this basically this system kind of my dream. So, you also get to roll dice. There's specialized dice, and you actually get to assign your dice. Like, you pick up randomly created dice and get to potentially create your own as part of affecting your character's stats. So, we're going to use Crashing Down, one of the cards we have, and we're going to roll the dice. And yes, you actually get to do that. So there's different symbols. Shards give our attacker healing. Hearts heal you. Stars trigger special effects. The shields are for counterattacks. +1 draws another card. If you don't get +1 symbols on your dice, you don't get more cards unless you take an action to do it. And lightning bolts are very rare, but give you an extra action. So now we get to go through, and I'm at full health, so I don't need this or this. And I get to re-roll them. Now, I'm intentionally rolling in the middle, but the dice actually have a physical, like, there's a physics engine behind the dice that they programmed into this game. So you can actually, like, throw the dice into you can like try to throw the dice into the dice that have already landed to get some of them to flip over. Generally, it is tricky to actually do it on purpose. I accidentally did a screenshot instead of rotating. I'll actually take a moment there too, since it is about the right time to say, okay, so we can see this guy's going to be able to go out to here. So I'm just going to move 2 squares forward for this time and guard. But yeah, one of the downsides that I've noticed is the controller that I particularly have has terrible interfacing with this game, unfortunately. In a couple of regards. The main one being the camera rotation. It's built for something that has multiple joysticks and bumpers, and there's no options of changing it. So my R and L buttons do nothing for no good reason. And yeah. Okay. So sometimes you can see there in the top left corner, the skewer card has several blue dice on it with stars. And we get to use those for this particular card. It adds those 2 blue dice that just have 4 stars and 2 blanks on them. And those change as you go as well. You can hold down button to kind of fast forward a little bit, which is really nice for the enemy turns, because one of the downsides is it can be a bit slow in regards to enemies taking their turns. Okay, so there we regained 5 health, did 5 damage, and then took 3 damage in a counterattack. So we just go through that. I think we're just refilling cards because it's a tutorial level. If you got a perfect roll, it would probably empower it, but I don't have any crystals to deal damage right now, so I'm doing 0. I just need to get 1. So I'm going to double check real quick. I'm going to go through the dice and figure out which ones have the most crystals on them, which they're all the same for this guy. And roll like crap. And we get to go through another cycle. I promise the real game's more exciting than the tutorial level. You have a little bit more choice, and that's the biggest thing I like in the game, is the fact that it is very customizable. Okay, so this is going to trigger the introduction of our main character. Okay, so this guy, let's see, and this guy. I think we're gonna go over here first, and we're gonna go skewer. And we're gonna knock him out in 1 shot, which is what we want. And then we're gonna face this way so we don't get back attacked. And he gets a line about Nami, which introduces our main character. Okay. So, Nami has a really cool base card called Blitz. And it lets you take additional actions on rolling a star. That was a terrible roll. This is a terrible set of dice. Almost like it's the tutorial level. Okay. I was really hoping to get 1 more damage there, but that's okay. Okay, so she has acted, and now we're gonna go down here. And now we can have Zerkov go behind this guy. I think this guy is just standard, so we can do this. All backstab means is that you can't be counterattacked. But it's one less thing to worry about, so we'll take it. Okay, got our 12, so one shot. And this guy's probably going to get killed on the counterattack. Okay, now it's going to talk about facings and backstab, which we talked about. This guy's facing away, we get to blitz. We still don't have her real dice yet, but we did enough damage. Okay. Okay. And we get Hester revealed, who is kind of our cowardly character. He uses a gun. He's going to be very useful in a little bit here. Okay. So, right here we see 2 new dice. And those are, the symbols on there are the faces that they have. So, chapter 1 complete, children's stories. We get to go to party management. Maybe we don't get to go to party management until after this mission. Apparently we don't get to do that till the next mission. Okay. So, go through. Pester's gonna pick the lock on this case. So they talk about the relics here, which seem to be a major factor. We see Argon, who's actually kind of a recurring character. Okay, so those guys run off to go fight our buddy, and we get to fight some chumps. Okay, so now we get to do a little bit more of a free one. So each character is different. You can move, pick a card, target, and then roll. Lets us show where we can move and with the range of cards. So, stuff like this. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with Knives Out. We're gonna roll. Knives Out is just a ranged attack right now. And this blue dice is a crystal-based one, so nope, unfortunately we didn't get what we wanted. So she's gonna chuck a knife at the guy. Hester's gonna step up, and we're gonna use, oh, gotta get a little closer, and use Quick Draw. So these 2 stars are doing nothing for me right now, so I'm gonna re-roll. You get to re-roll 2 dice on every roll. Unfortunately, he didn't quite kill the guy, but we did make a dent. And I'm actually gonna have him continue facing that way. I think we should be okay. Looks like these guys each are going to have an attack that hits both of our guys, but we will get counterattacks on those. And unfortunately for them, they picked the wrong targets. So magic cards don't have counterattacks, and your counterattacks are better based on how many cards you have in your hand. which is really a neat idea, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and... Okay, there are some more guys over here. So yeah, I'm gonna have Pester moved over here, and then Iron Sight this guy, which should kill him no matter what. I'm gonna reroll both of these and hope that one of them comes up as a draw card option. It didn't, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna have Nami move down and actually just use her action to draw cards. Wow. That's terrible. So if you get up to 7 cards, you just discard automatically. We're gonna check how far these guys can move real quick. So up to basically that guy can move up to the edge of the table. This guy can move a little bit past that. So if we move Pester like down about here, he should be able to go one more. So we're gonna have him move about there and then draw cards for his turn. Nami unfortunately drew like crap, so I am actually gonna have her move into about the same position, and we're gonna use Will to Live on her, which is a healing effect. And I'm gonna reroll both of these dice. And again, I'm looking for draw cards or extra actions. Okay, so he's going to use an effect that gives him bonus dice. Guy's going to move up, take a swing, both of them. He attacked the person who had the more cards and the stronger physical attack, so that's good for us. Move down here. See if we can actually pull off a kill. We're going to have to roll really well. It showed us a preview of the damage range there. I don't think we're going to be able to do it unless we reroll all of these. I guess we could reroll these too. Let's do that. I want the extra card really badly. So. Okay. And once again, we want for Nami, we were very much hoping for her lightning bolt to come up so she can take another action. No big deal. Eliminated that guy. Looks like he's going to take a shot. We're gonna have Pester take the shot again. Okay, we're gonna risk it. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we're gonna once again do the same thing here. Hope for a lightning bolt, not get one. It is this game can be very lethal from what I've seen so far. Death isn't permanent or anything, but it's very... It's annoying at the very least, so yeah. Shockingly, we're going for an extra card again. Okay. So his heal affects more than one person, so that's really nice. And he does have dice that can actually do this right now. Okay. Since he's right in our face, we get a counterattack, which is nice, even though we took damage. And that guy's only... We're not going to get a counterattack there, unfortunately, because he's out of the way. Okay, so we're going to start with quick draw. Doesn't do a ton damage, but he's going to refill his hand, get some XP, and more importantly, clear the way here for Nami, who can now blitz. We're going to reroll both of these dice, hoping for a star, which turns this into a free action. Now, she doesn't have anybody else to fight immediately. Oh, we also gotta level up. And points out one of the other neat things. So as you level up, not only do your stats go up, you get opportunities to hold more dice, and it can upgrade upgrade the existing cards you have, or unlock new cards that you can put in your deck. And you get to customize your deck from that point. So we're just gonna have her, she doesn't have another action to do immediately. Draw cards. You can do draw cards or guard in those situations. Okay, so that guy can get to the door. That guy can not. So I could do like this, or I can do this and actually draw him out. I think we're gonna actually, well, let's see how far Hester can move. Okay. Yeah, so he'll be able to shoot in next turn. That was the main thing I wanted to see. And then this time we're actually going to do a guard, because drawing 2 cards would actually put us over. This guy gives bonus dice to all of his allies. And we'll get cards that do stuff like this later, but right now this is really scary for me. Potentially. I guess they don't have star actions on their dice anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Okay, that was less scary than I thought. Same thing, going for the extra dice. Once we can customize them a bit more, that becomes a lot easier. Because you can do things like focus on, getting stars on the characters who use lots of star dice. Getting extra, or being able to make sure you try to get an extra turn, or something like that. Okay, so one of the things we got now is we have Knives Out with a hold action. So if we get a star on one of the dice, this guy won't be able to move next turn. He'll be able to act, but not move. So we got stars. We're good. Do some damage, and he is now held. He can't move. I don't know if that'll actually be enough, because he may have a ranged attack, but it makes sure he doesn't run past and hit Hester. And just as a clarification, enemies do have cards and dice as well. Theirs tend to be a lot simpler. And yeah, enemies will, if they can't attack you, they'll draw cards like that, but... I think actually... Trying to remember what the objective was here. We'll go ahead and move up here. I'm just going to do Iron Sight. Shoot him down. Because I believe the victory condition is actually just... killing him. So we got armor piercing from the star. That was the upgrade for Iron Sight. And that means that his defense is ignored. And unfortunately, we bumped one of the other dice and lost our crystal, so did not actually get the kill. But darn close. Now we blitz. Do enough damage. We get the free action here from the star. So that's the effect of blitz. And then that ends it anyway. I did this for justice. Oh, no, we do have to kill everything. Okay. Can't rotate the screen during enemy actions either. Another minor little thing. Most of the minor problems I have tend to be things with things like the control scheme, though. Free action. Healing. We'll take it. Okay. So they're gonna go escape. Okay, and we get our third main character here, Bryce, who's another street kid who has, basically, she's our mage. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and skip cutscene so I can continue. This video is going to be fairly long at this rate. So now we can equip dice. Can't do the cards yet. So, these are the dice that she currently has, and these are the dice she has available. In this case, I would really like a card that lets me get more, or that lets me refill her hand. Especially if she gets going on a chain with some of her special effects. Bryce comes with a level 2 die, which that one is level 2. Well, and let me remind myself if she starts with anything. Yeah, none of her effects start out needing stars, so we're going to swap that for the time being. She doesn't need star dice. The other one's worth it for the +2. His is actually pretty good as is, but I will swap it for the one with 2 extra cards. I've found card draw to be very important in it. One of the things we'll unlock later is actually the ability to take those extra dice and to forge new faces. So the little lock symbols on some of these are the ones that can't be changed. Other ones we can swap, so we could change like a star into a lightning bolt or whatever. Okay, so we're gonna go into the tunnels here. The in-betweens. This is a weird thing with the loading screens sometimes. That's okay. This is all still kind of the tutorial area. Okay, so we have another. This is a fairly short one. So this is going to show us we have support and curses and magic added in now. Magic can be close range or long range. It never draws counterattacks. Ranged attacks don't draw unless we are right next to them. Tells us a brief thing about card details. Again, the tutorial in this game is actually like really impressive. It's not something that I see in a lot of games, putting that much effort into a tutorial. So we're actually going to try and, let's see, Ruiner's not great for where we're at right now. I'm going to start out over here, quick draw. And the reason I'm going to have him go first is because in the event, that works. In the event that Nami were not to finish something off, she will counterattack. So this way we're basically taking that out of the equation. Okay, so she can guaranteed kill both of these guys. We just need to make sure we get a star and a card refill. Perfect. So it's a free action. That guy drops. And now we get to go again because of Blitz. There's another guy right next to it. Same thing. Make sure we do enough damage to kill him. Get a card, get a star. Get to say I have 5 cards. And now we're in a situation where we don't have to do anything, so we can just draw cards. Or, you know, something else if we wanted to. And let's see if she can actually finish this guy off. Nope, she doesn't have enough damage to do that. I think we should be able to, from one square back here, use Heartless Cruelty. Now, the dice on this don't actually do anything currently. If it had a star effect, that would. So what we want to do is reroll both of these and hope for more cards, because you don't need anything. Curse effects add negative dice to their rolls. So now this guy's going to be coming in. I'm going to let his whole turn play out. He's going to make his attack against her, and he has a red dice, which actually lowers the attack that he does. Lowers the damage. And she's really weak, so she doesn't counterattack well. Okay, so this is kind of our just brief overall, hey, here's the rest of your tutorial dump. We use Ruiner. We don't need to risk counterattack, and we don't have any star effects, so we'll reroll those. Do some damage. Draw a card. It's probably not going to matter. That's going to kill him. Refill card. That was a pretty easy one. Or was it? No. So now we have to continue. Mid-turn, which is kind of neat. Again, I really wish that I had a controller that worked better with this. Okay, so I think I want to force them to come to me. I think I'm going to go like this and draw cards. Start out with everybody with high card rate. Force them to come into position. They didn't take the bait, of course. So I'll just have Nami move straight in here, see what happens, and I'm going to have her guard. I'm actually going to have Pester move over here, because he's going to be able to... His attacks have a better variable range, whereas Ruiner has to be straight on. I am going to leave a space, because some of their attacks will hit 2 guys in a row. he's only gonna do one, and she's gonna do a bunch back to him. And she'll actually take damage there. I'm actually gonna have her move back here. Well... yeah, I'm actually gonna have her move over... Okay, we're gonna take a risk here. No, I don't know. We'll move over here. We'll let her do her thing. She's gonna get a level up out of it, which I believe gets her another dice slot, or unlocks another card. That's it. Oops. We're gonna go Ruiner here, which is probably just gonna wreck them. Some of the death animations are a little over the top. And I guess this is actually probably a decent time to bring up my one little qualm with this game that I've found so far, is the fact that while I do appreciate the characters to an extent, I do have a little bit of a... I mean, as you get to see their situation more, you realize that they are very much, you know, more freedom fighter type characters. But as of this point, especially early in the game, you very much are at a point where it's the characters are basically thieves running around murdering guards and nobles. And it's not like it's a huge deal. I know it's something that's been done before. It's not like it's the end of the world or anything. It was another... The problems I have with this game are all pretty minor. And that was one of the little things that kind of was like, wait a minute. We're just totally murdering these guys, like, left and right. And these characters are kids going around killing people. So... yeah. Okay, so we get some more dice. One of which might actually get used. None of which are probably actually going to get used. Unless I can start forging dice this turn, which I don't think I can. Okay. So now we can customize the deck builder. So you have to have at least 18 cards in a deck. If you run out of cards during a battle, it just restarts. So, right now, I've been drawing way too many Will to Live. Will to Live is a good card, but it only heals one person. I would much rather have a few more attack cards for her right now. I think, did Pester get another one, or was it just an upgrade? Just an upgrade, okay. Yeah. So, you can see at the top there how many cards you eventually get, and you get a certain number of each, and you can put 18, you can put more or less. Like with collectible card games, it's usually best to keep it low, especially because you do get to reshuffle your deck at that point. So that increases your chances of getting your good cards. So yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good spot to stop. I just wanted to at least give a quick run through of, you know, what the game looks like, what some of the features in it are, because I think it's such a unique aspect. You know, the live rolling, or I guess actual dice physics that they've put in. You actually roll the dice. The fact that you get to customize the dice you have to see what actions you get available. The fact that you have different abilities available. you don't always, you have to pick which ones you want to use, and then you have to hope you have access to them at the right times, like in a collectible card game. And the fact that it actually still tempers all of that with the actual traditional tactical RPG gameplay, which is, for the most part, pretty good. It has some challenging spots as it's gone. And it actually has a good system for leveling up outside of the battles, on normal mode at least. It looks like if you want a real challenge, the hard mode, the enemies actually will gain levels if you're higher level than you're supposed to be for that fight. So, I thought that was kind of a neat feature as well, but I haven't really seen what it does. So yeah, the characters are all pretty interesting so far. Like, it's not a super deep story from what I've seen so far, but it looks like it's leading into some kind of, weird conspiracy stuff. The fact that the main characters are kids was kind of weird at first, but it actually does play more into the story as it goes. There's some really interesting interactions that have happened, and I'm really genuinely curious where the story is going and what happened next, which I think is probably the most important thing with anything. It's been a game where I've had a lot of times where I've, had a one more mission or, one more turn type of experience where I just want to keep playing it, which is always a good thing. Unless you don't have time. And I'm not like I don't know how long the game actually is. I haven't beaten it. I don't know if it ends up, having more problems later on, but I'm probably a good 10-15 hours in at least, and very much enjoying. So yeah. Oh, random other thing here. Moment of quiet. In between battles, you can go to your current party location and click on the character's head, and it'll give you, depending on where you're at, it'll give a different one. And it has a couple different options for each person in each place, it looks like. So, again, just a neat little thing that doesn't actually seem to do anything, but add a little bit of flavor to the story. Most of them are only like a few lines long, but it makes the characters more like people. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video here. I'm not gonna play the whole game. Like I said, I just wanted to do a demo. But I think this game's worth checking out. It's on Steam right now. It's on sale right now. It was not terribly expensive, and I think it's definitely worth checking out if you like any of these genres involved, and especially the kind of unique combination if it looks interesting to you. So, if you enjoyed this, check out the other content on my channel. Plenty of other games out there, a couple other reviews like this, and give me a like and subscribe. Leave any questions or suggestions you might have in the comments. And as always, have a good one.